Get ready to hear the truth about America on a show that's not immune to the facts with your host, Dan Bongino.
Okay, two things to start the show today. One, listen, nothing's real anymore to leftists. Nothing. Spying, government spying, critical race theory, censorship. Nothing's real. It's all made up. It's all a figment of our imagination. That's number one. I'm going to go into that today with a series of stories showing you how leftists, again, reality just kicks them in the cojones every day, so they just lie. Nothing's real. Nothing's happening. Nothing to see here. But second, the second point, which is going to be critical, we got to get away from these people. I know that may trouble some people listening to the show. We have to get away from these people. We have to evacuate these liberal states and shrink the federal government to the point where we can live in our own little freedom and liberty-loving enclaves, whether they're states, municipalities, or whatever. We have to get away from these. These are sick, troubled, disturbed people. They don't care about anything. They'll support spying, violence, speech suppression, government leaking, imprisonment of their political opponents. We have got to get away from these people. There will be no rapprochement. Hey, don't let big tech spy on you and track what you do online. Anonymize your online activity today. Get a VPN. Go to expressvpn.com/Bongino. Don't wait. Welcome to the Dan Bongino Show. Let's get right to it. I've got a huge update which will encompass everything I just talked about in the Tucker Carlson story, which just keeps getting weirder. I will show you some of the typical liberal responses on Twitter. Oh, spying, no big deal. We can spy on anyone. Get away from these lunatics as quickly as you can. You will never have freedom and liberty surrounded by these leftist nutbags, little mini Soviets. All right, I got that. Also, a ton of video today. Joy Reid's getting a big promotion today, too. Don't miss that. It's going to be a huge Joe. I don't know if you heard. Big promotion. We didn't tell Joe yet.
No.
Big promotion for Joy Reid today. So Joy may want to watch. Listen, Apollo is Tommy John's newest, are you excited, Joe? And most advanced men's underwear yet. I just got a pair of these things. They are solid. It has a performance-grade, dry-release fabric blend exclusive to Tommy John. It's Tommy John's latest comfort innovation, and you can't get it anywhere else. These things are no joke. They just sent me a pair. Big box, though. It's a big box. Apollo men's underwear is proven to keep you drier and up to 7 degrees cooler than regular cotton underwear. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics like me. Been a fan of Tommy John way before they were a sponsor. That's all I wear. Have them on right now. Not messing with you. You can check if you'd like. You know where I live. Come by my house. Knock on the door. I'll show you. Apollo underwear is soft, supportive, stretches for the perfect fit every day and is available up to size 4XL. With over 15 million pairs sold, men across America love Tommy John underwear because there's no more flopping, sticking, or chafing. I love them. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Working out, going out, on a date, whatever. Fantastic. I like all the Tommy John underwear. I like all the Tommy John underwear. Apollo comes with the best pair you ever wear guarantee. Tommy John's new Apollo's men underwear is a high end for your rear end, and you can't get them anywhere else. Right now, get 20% off your first order at TommyJohn.com/Dan. Go today. 20% off. TommyJohn.com/Dan. TommyJohn.com/Dan. See site for details. All right, Joe, let's go. Whoa. Joe's excited for my weekend show.
Yep.
This weekend on Fox. Just a quick, if you wouldn't mind, set your DVR, watch the show live. My Fox News show, 10 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday night. Got a couple of awesome guests on the show. I'm going to keep one of them for a surprise. But I've got Mickey Ward, too, at the end. Remember Mickey Ward? One of the greatest boxers ever, his trilogy with Arturo Gatti. There was a movie written about him. Mark Wahlberg starred in the movie with Christian Bale, the fighter. I got Mickey Ward, and we'll talk to him about his fighting career, what it's like to overcome obstacles. That's going to be pretty awesome. And some great guests. Don't miss the show. Unfiltered, Saturday night, 10 o'clock, the Fox channel. I appreciate your loyalty. Thanks a lot. So, folks, nothing's real anymore to the left. Nothing. Everything's fake. They're liars. You wonder why on my radio show and here I do get a complaint sometimes, which is fine. The show's for you. You're certainly allowed to complain. If you don't like it, tell me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But one of the complaints I do get is, Dan, you're always angry at the liberals. Yep. Sure am. That's not going to change. So, again, I'm not urging anyone to tune out. I love having you, but I'm sorry, but that's not going to change. You want someone who wants to play patty cake with these people, you're going to have to find a different show. I'm not interested. These people are totalitarian, tyrant lunatics who are burning this country to the ground, and I'm not interested in playing ball. Nothing's real. They lie about everything. CRT, that's not real. We're not teaching CRT, critical race theory. Sure you are. Government censorship, that's not happening. Spying on Tucker Carlson, that's not real. Now it's been confirmed. Yeah, you missed that? Yeah, Axios confirmed the story that Tucker Carlson, in fact, is being spied on by the NSA. And now all of a sudden, all the talking heads are like, dude, they're doing what they always do. Joe, goalpost? Move.
Yeah.
Now it's the same way it was with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not being spied on. You're all conspiracy theorists. Then it morphed into what? Remember that show? No. He's being spied on, but it's okay. He's a Russian spy.
No.
And then when it turned out that he wasn't a Russian spy and he was being spied on, it was just incidental collection. This is the left. I don't want to live with these people anymore. If you live near me, please move. I'm begging you to please go away. I'm not interested in talking to you anymore. I don't want you on my show. I don't want you listening to my show. I don't want to live near you. I don't want to do like a Joe Biden. I don't want to sniff you walking by you on the streets. Just go away. Please go away. Go back to your little communist enclaves in New York and LA or whatever. Ruin those places. Please stay away from me and anybody I know. I don't want to see you or hear from you. The spying stuff pisses me off like you wouldn't believe because these were supposed to be liberals, supposed to be, we're in it for the little guy. We're the civil liberties crowd. Oh, bull. Cut the crap. Please stop the nonsense. You're government tyrants. That's all you are. You are the man. We got to fight the man. You are the man. You're the man. You control academia, the culture, and government, and you abuse, imprison, and spy on your political enemies. You're the man, you phony pieces of garbage. Yeah, I'm sorry it's a little hostile today. I'm tired of these idiots. Tucker Carlson. Like I said, I'm not even friends with Tucker Carlson. I've had one conversation with the guy in Dallas 4 years ago. I don't even know him. It's not some personal loyalty I have towards him. But Tucker Carlson comes out last week and says, hey, I think I'm being spied on by the NSA. And the big government tyrant losers on the left are like, you're not being spied on. Now that it's confirmed he's being spied on, now the goalpost gets moved. This is what happened last night. Here's Tucker Carlson on his show. It's a 6-minute monologue. I'm not going to play the whole thing, obviously. Play about 43 seconds. But he basically confirms that someone in the media told him he's being spied on and that the leftists, of course, they just don't care because they're fascist, communist thugs. Check this out.
The largest intelligence gathering agency, the NSA, had been reading my private emails. Even saying that out loud is weird. It's one of those segments we never thought we would do ever. But the country has changed that much that fast. And honestly, the whole thing was kind of shocking. The government was spying on us? Come on. It seemed crazy, but it's true. And no one in Washington appeared to be shocked in the slightest. In fact, the usual shills right after our segment had a ready explanation for it. Either it never happened at all, they said, just a cable news show lying for ratings, or there must have been a good reason it happened. And they began furiously making excuses for why the NSA did it. A powerful, heavily politicized spy agency surveilling journalists who've been critical of the regime? No problem. It's perfectly normal. Just don't call it spying. But it's not normal at all. It is third world.
So here we go. Last week, you were a crazy conspiracy theorist if you suggested Tucker Carlson was being spied on by the NSA. Today, because they're leftist thugs, losers, thugs, zeros. That's what they are. I despise these people. I don't want them anywhere near me. These are the kinds of people who have led to the deaths and the body bag counts in the hundreds of millions throughout human history, where they forfeit their principles and the civil liberties of others because they don't like their politics. These are the kind of people that do the body bag business justice. The body bag business will always be good because of people like that. Get away from me. Please, 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 I'm begging you, do not come down here to Florida. I don't care how much money you have, what you're going to do for the home prices. I don't care. I respect liberty and freedom. Get the F out of here. I'm sorry. Go away. I'm tired of this, and you should be too. So now they acknowledge that it's not a conspiracy theory, but don't worry because it's Tucker Carlson. They'll excuse it away. You don't believe me? Listen, this guy's on Twitter. He's really an example of what every liberal wrote. I just pulled a random tweet, cut his name out, but here's a random tweet in response to now it being pretty much confirmed Tucker Carlson was spied on by the NSA, which is it's just disgusting at this point. We have no Fourth Amendment Bill of Rights. Why do we even have just disband the whole operation? What's the point? The biggest danger to you right now, I'd argue, is your own government. Your own government not able to control itself and keep its... They can't stop flashing people. Go back to that tweet. This was one of 1,000 of these I've seen. These are liberals. This is who you are. This is why you are in real danger from the political divide in this country, the liberal left and their government acolytes. Here's a response. Tucker was talking to Kremlin spies, as predicted. Maybe don't do that, because NSA is listening to Kremlin spies. Here we go again. They will excuse any violation against their political opponents, any violation of civil liberties to attack their political enemies. They don't give a hoot. Spying on you, suppressing your speech, banning you from the public square, leaking to the media, violence against you via Antifa or BLM, imprisonment. We see what happened on January 6th. They don't care. These are violent thugs. The tweet is, again, an example of what you'll see all over the internet of now liberals, clowns, jokers, morons. Well, that's harsh. Yeah, it's true. Not understanding why we have a country where the burden of proof is on the government to seize your records, to seize your conversations. The burden of proof is not on you to provide evidence you're innocent. The burden of proof is on the government. Get a warrant. You liberal dipwads. Have you ever read the Constitution? Are you always this stupid, or is it just a Thursday thing? It doesn't matter if Tucker Carlson was talking to a Russian. You can't say that, Dan. Of course it matters. That's not how this works. I'm sorry, you're an idiot. Talking to a Russian is not illegal. It's not even mildly illegal. It's not even remotely illegal. I was in Russia. Joe was in Russia. I was in Russia twice. That's not illegal. If Tucker Carlson was talking to a Russian as a journalist to get an interview with the Russian president, that is not illegal. If those people turned out later to be Russian spies, that's still not illegal. Let me explain the Constitution to the liberal dipwads watching the program right now. You anti-civil liberties thugs, body bag business supporters. That's not how any of this works. It doesn't matter who you talk to if there's no probable cause that you committed a crime. Let me give you an example, because I know how stupid you dipwads are. Let's say there's a local deli in your area, and the guy who owns the deli happens to be connected to organized crime. He's a soldier in the Joey Bag of Donuts crime family. Doesn't matter. Guy makes you a sandwich. You don't like the sandwich. You call him up to complain. You strike up a friendship on the phone. He said, I'm really sorry. Come back in. We'll give you a free sandwich. Guy texts you the next week. You have an ongoing relationship with this dude, whatever. You go out fishing together. You have no idea what he does. I've got news for you. He may be a criminal. You're not. You did nothing wrong. The Bill of Rights protects you against unlawful search and seizure unless there is probable cause on a warrant presented to a judge to spy on you. That's how the process works. I know liberals are scratching their heads, the foaming at the mouth, the Cujo style violence. You're probably beating someone up right now, joining Antifa, terrorizing conservatives outside of CPAC in Dallas. You're grabbing your baseball bats. I know you violent animals. I know how you are. I know you're upset there's a Constitution because you can't violently attack and spy on your political opponents, but that's not how it works. On the criminal side of the house, if you are wiretapping, say, Joey Bag of Donuts and his mob operation being run out of a deli, and he engages in a conversation with you, and you're monitoring the crime family boss out of the deli, there's a process called minimization. Even if you talk to the crime boss and you're not involved in any of the crimes, and you start talking about phishing, the FBI or whoever's listening to him is not allowed to listen to that conversation. Oh, you didn't know that? Of course, you're a liberal. You don't know anything. It has to be minimized. Why? Because one participant is a criminal, the mob boss. The other one is not, you. Talking to a criminal is not illegal. I've got news for you. You probably had conversations with thousands of criminals in your life. Why aren't you monitored too? Because you didn't even know. I know liberals are very confused right now. Civil liberties are not your thing. Thuggery is. Folks, I get very pissed off. I'm really sorry with this spying stuff. That's why I wrote 3 books on this Spygate thing. I was a federal agent. I understand fully the power we had. And I can only imagine if I was unethical or an immoral special agent, what I could have done to ruin your life. You have no idea. And I didn't. Because unlike you liberal thugs, I had actual ethics and morals. Unlike you losers who just crap on everybody's civil liberties because you don't like their damn politics. Like the moron in the tweet. Yeah, it's no big deal. You spoke to a Russian spy. It's not illegal to talk to a guy who's a spy. It's illegal to spy and engage in criminal activity with him. You didn't know that? Can you imagine if you work in a place where cyber espionage, you work at IBM, and there's a Chinese spy engaged in cyber espionage, you have lunch with him thinking he's a coworker, you find yourself under investigation? I didn't do anything. Liberals don't care. Like, well, you spoke with a spy, now you're guilty. No, you're just an idiot who's never taken a Constitution 101 class. You're a disgrace. Exit the country immediately, please. Go where you'll be happier in Cuba or North Korea. So on the criminal side, you have minimization. On the intel side, you have masking. Yes, people are caught up in dragnets because we do monitor foreign spies, foreign agents. We monitor them all over the world. But if you're talking to one and there's no evidence of your criminality or any intelligence value whatsoever, you're supposed to be masked, meaning they don't know who you are. When the transcript of the call comes out, it says, whatever, U.S. citizen 1, U.S. citizen 2. Nobody's supposed to know who you are. That didn't happen here. How do we know that? Because Axios, apparently, and Tucker Carlson, people contacted him saying, these are your emails. How would they know they're his emails? Because it doesn't say U.S. Citizen 1. It said Tucker Carlson. What are you, stupid? You leftists, you don't know this? I'll get to another liberal tweet because these people, folks, get away from these people as soon as you can. They are violent, aggressive, anti-civil liberties totalitarians. Get away from them as fast as you can. And pray to God they stay behind in their communist enclaves and never cross paths with you in your life. We need a total reevaluation of our system of government. We cannot coexist with these people anymore. So again, just reading in advance the sick, deranged leftist response to all this, because they are tyrants. I can't say this enough, how dangerous these people are. They say, well, journalists shouldn't be speaking to Vladimir Putin or anyone else. Oh, really? Here's a NBC article from June. What's today? Guys, what's today's date? July 8th. This is June 14th. So this is less than a month ago. Am I reading that right, Guy? June 24th, Justin, right? June 24th, 2020. Less than a month ago. Thanks. Just checking, guys. Want to be sure here. NBC News, full transcript of their exclusive Putin interview with NBC News' Kyra Simmons. Huh. I thought they were supposed to be spied on. Was Kyra Simmons being spied on? Why aren't we hearing those stories? I'm just checking. By the way, quick question. Joe and I covered Spygate. Joe, how long? Like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
How many journalists do you think spoke to Christopher Steele, who was an actual foreign spy? I'm sure they were all spied on, too. Of course they weren't. Christopher Steele was producing information they felt was damaging to President Trump. So again, showing you these people have no principles. They are tyrant totalitarians. Get away from them as fast as you can. As my father used to say, run, don't walk. Violence is right around the corner for these people, and they'll justify that too. It's already here with Antifa and BLM. But I'm telling you, this is going to get worse. You cannot change these people. They are sick people. Here's another one. Here's this Gavin Coble. This guy's he thinks he's a real genius. He says, hey, it's common practice to monitor communications of adversaries, especially when that communication comes from within the United States. This is entirely legitimate and legal. Again, a moron who has no comprehension of basic constitutional facts at all and is more than happy to advertise his imbecility. And he's talking about J.D. Vance. He goes, this dork want full, let me cater to the dumbest and most reactionary vote possible, while precisely while tweeting out the dumbest, most reactionary thing possible. It totally misreads, doesn't understand the Constitution at all. He doesn't care. These people are totalitarian tyrants. Run away from them as soon as you can. They are an existential threat to your freedom and liberty. I am not kidding. It's not a joke. It's not cutesy time anymore. All right, I got a lot more coming up, including Trump's fight with big tech. And, that's not real either, apparently. Censorship isn't real. Just ask Trump. I mean, he can tell you on his Twitter account, oh, that's right, it doesn't exist because they took it down. But don't worry, censorship isn't real. Folks, listen, I work out a lot, as you know. I enjoy working out, but it's very hot in Florida in the summer. So I've had to make liquid IV a staple. I take it every morning. Sometimes I work out in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. In the afternoon, it's really hot, but I'd be lost without liquid IV. Honest to God, I feel terrible throughout the day if I don't take it in the morning. I put in a little filtered water. This is their actual immune support. You can see, I take a pack of this stuff like this. Just rip open the top, put it in water. It tastes delicious, but it keeps me hydrated. Makes my muscles like a sponge just sucking up the water. I need it. The hot summer months are here. We have to be proactive. Stay fueled up, stay hydrated. Liquid IV hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. My wife's a big fan too. It contains 5 essential vitamins, more vitamin C than an orange, and as much potassium as a banana. It's healthier than those sugary sports drinks. There's no artificial flavors or preservatives and less sugar than an apple. It's made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, and free of gluten, dairy, and soy. What makes it so effective at making your body just suck up water so you're nice and hydrated throughout the day? It has cellular transport technology. That's how. It has the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium. It delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream fast. It's a perfect balance to keep you hydrated quickly and effectively, more quickly and effectively than water alone. There's a big difference with this. Put it in there and then just regular water. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code, we love promo codes, Bongino at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code Bongino at liquidiv.com. That's liquidiv.com. Try it. Love it. Great for everyone, athletes. Every day, stay hydrated. Thanks, Liquid IV. All right. Again, folks, my apologies for the tone sometimes. I can't take it anymore with these people. I can't. You look throughout human history and the mass graves have always started this way. Always. With a group of little tyrants who band together and create bigger groups of tyrants, and who slowly move the goalpost of civil liberties Oh, a little violence is okay. Medium violence is okay. Hey, a lot of violence is okay. They're just the bad guys. A little spying's okay. Let's not call it spying. Let's call it unauthorized viewing of your emails. And then it's like, well, okay, it happened, but it's no big deal because we don't like them. Then the body bags start piling up. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's called history. You may want to read it sometime. The country can't coexist. We can't. There's no coexisting like this. Get away from these people as fast as you can. They are dangerous. I am not kidding. So finally, President Trump has decided to really take the fight to big tech. It took a little while, but it's happening right now, and I'm glad he's doing it. He gave a press conference yesterday up in Bedminster, New Jersey, and he is now suing. Great, which is fantastic. Google, Facebook, and Twitter, but not only them and their CEOs. I want to play this quick cut of his press conference yesterday and tell you what his lawsuit's about. It has two prongs, and then talk about, again, how the left's response to it is not to answer the substance of it. Yes, the president of the United States, Donald Trump, was banned from these platforms. They don't want to answer at all. They just want to tell you, just like spying, oh, it's not happening. Don't worry. Just ignore it, because that's what they do. They are lying, totalitarian frauds. Here's President Trump.
Today, in conjunction with the America First Policy Institute, I'm filing as the lead class representative a major class action lawsuit against the big tech giants, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter, as well as their CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg, Sundar Pichai, and Jack Dorsey. Three real nice guys. We're asking the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida to order an immediate halt to social media companies' illegal, shameful censorship of the American people, and that's exactly what they are doing. We're demanding an end to the shadow banning, a stop to the silencing, and a stop to the blacklisting, banishing, and canceling that you know so well.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Trump, for doing this. Thank you. Folks, these are nothing more than tools of government. These big tech companies are not private companies. They pretend to be private companies. They run under the banner of being private companies. They are not private companies. You want to talk about evolving, using the Democrat buzz term? I have completely changed my mind on this since I've seen it from the other side. I'm not associated with the Parler anymore, but I was, and I saw what happened there. Outside of being an investor, that's it. But I saw what happened from the other side. Folks, these are not big tech companies. These are government surrogates. There are two prongs to the president's case that I think is going to give the big tech companies a ton of headaches in court. Number one, they're saying, yeah, you can say you're a private company all you want. YouTube, which, run by Google, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can say you're a private company. But when government representatives on one side of the aisle, the Democrats, it's exclusively the Democrats, are demanding political speech be censored on your platform, and you then do it to cater to them, you are acting as an arm of the government. You are not acting as a private company. Do you understand? This is really critical you get this. Because the way the left, I had Michael Knowles on my radio show the other day, and he's a smart guy. He has a new book out called Speechless. It's very good. And he said the way the left is trying to lie and fight back here is they're trying to suggest, well, you conservatives say you believe in the First Amendment. These are free companies. They have the right to speak or not speak, and what speech should be on their platform. They are not acting as private companies, folks. They are acting as an arm of the government. The government asked them to do something, and they did it. I saw it with Parler. AOC and Ro Khanna. I was there that day when they both tweeted out to Amazon and to Google and said, hey, be a real shame if you pulled Parler down from Amazon Web Services and Google or whatever. And sure enough, it happened. Were these companies acting as private companies? Or were they acting as arms of a government they wanted to protect them? Prong one, these are not private companies anymore. They control the public space, and the public space is politics, and they are eliminating one side of the aisle. Slowly, but very surely. The second prong, What do they get in return? As Vivek Ramaswamy said this morning, accurately on Fox and Friends, it's a carrot and stick approach. The stick is, you guys, you big tech companies, you better ban these conservatives. What's the carrot? The carrot is they get continued immunization under Section 230 where they can't be sued. What a deal. Ban those conservatives, and because the Democrats own the culture, own academia, and pretty much own our politics and the media, we'll make sure in the media we get on your side, and we'll keep your Section 230 protection. You'll never get sued. Don't worry. As long as you do what we say. How exactly is that a free company? They are acting as government entities. That's exactly what's going on right here. Now, back to the theme of the show, how nothing's real, spying on Tucker. Oh, that's not real. And then when they admit it's real, oh, don't worry, it was justified. This is just what they do. This is what totalitarians and tyrants do. Here's Newsbusters. They did a great job. Alexander Hall. Story will be in my show notes on my newsletter, Bongino.com/newsletter. Blatant lies. Brent Bozell, the head of the MRC, rips Axios for saying there's no substantial evidence that big tech is biased. My name is invoked in this all the time because my Facebook page is popular. My Facebook page is popular not because of Facebook, but because people go there and hit share. Facebook has done everything it can to get in my way. Believe me. Fake fact checks, all kinds of BS. Facebook hates my guts and would ban me tomorrow if they could. They're still looking for a reason. So, of course, the liberal response, because they're speech-suppressing totalitarians, is none of this is happening. You crazy conservatives are making this all up. Really, that's strange, because the Newsbusters article has this in there. They scorched Axios for denying big tech censorship, and they summed up some of the more infamous examples. Remember when Facebook and Twitter censored the Hunter Biden story and interfered in the 2020 election? Did that not happen? Did I miss that? No, that did happen. Yeah, we covered that. That's right. Story turned out to be true. Trump has been banned on 10 big tech sites. Why is that? I thought he wasn't banned. I thought we're making this all up. We're all crazy. They also have a website, censortrack.org, and a database there that's amassed more than 2,500 examples of big tech censorship. We have had videos demonetized by YouTube on my channel. I was banned by Twitter from running ads, despite Twitter inviting me to run ads, because I'm a conservative. That's why. There's no other reason. No other reason was ever given. Big tech censorship is real. And the first thing censors and tyrants want to do is pretend it isn't. Next, I'm going to get to what else isn't real. Oh, critical race theory, that's not real. Watch the euphemisms game. It's already happening. Let me get to my third sponsor. Appreciate your patience. It's good companies that like to talk to you. Hey, when Simply Safe's home security's founders, Chad and Eleanor Lawrence, designed their first security system in their kitchen, they did it for a personal reason. Their friends had just had their home broken into. It's a really traumatic experience. It happened to me. They were struggling to find a security system that was simple to set up and would make them feel safe again. Folks, again, this happened to me, and when it happens, your whole life changes. That sense of security in your own home goes away, and you can never you never get it back. Prevent this from the start. Get yourself a home security system. It's important. Making people feel safe is what Simply Safe's been doing ever since that moment 15 years ago. A passion to protect people not only drives every engineering detail in its products, but it motivates every interaction with its customers. And the thing is, Simply Safe just makes it so easy. It takes about 2 minutes to customize a system on their website. Go to simplysafe.com/Dan Bongino. Simply Safe has highly trained security experts ready whenever you need them. Whether that's during a fire, a burglary, a medical emergency, or even just when you're setting up the system, there's always someone there who has your back to keep you safe and to make sure you feel safe while you have their system. To learn more about how Simply Safe can help protect you and your family, go to this website. By the way, it's simply with an I, SIMPLI. Simplysafe.com/Dan Bongino. Go today, customize your system, and get a free security camera. You also get a 60-day risk-free trial, so there's nothing to lose. That's simplysafe.com/Dan Bongino, simplysafe.com/Dan Bongino. All right, back to the show. So not only is spying not real, big tech censorship isn't real, because liberals are liars, of course. That's what they do. They live off the lie. You know, you got to read that book, People of the Lie. It's the same guy who wrote the book, The Road Less Traveled. It's an amazing book, People of the Lie. That's who you are, liberals. It's all about this psychiatrist who interviews people, and all they do is lie all the time. They have the same personality type. Narcissistic, the world's about me, they're chronic victims. Sounds like what? Oh, liberals, that's right. This crazy thing is, it's not even a political book. Read the book, People of the Lie, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, these people are all liberals. Narcissistic, chronic victims never take any responsibility for anything. Everything is someone else's fault. I'm not kidding. It's in the book. It really is just a diagnosis of every liberal you've ever met. Chronic liars. People of the Lives. Fantastic book. I know someone like that. They'll lie about anything, anytime. Have never told the truth a day in their lives. Here's one of the most dangerous people in the history of modern America to our education system. A woman who I said yesterday has single-handedly destroyed the prospects of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of black families in the country. She is committed to keeping black families out of schools at work. That is her one goal. That's what Randy Weingarten of the Teachers Union wants to do. She will fight against school choice tooth and nail and to keep your kids out of school because she doesn't care about your kids. She cares about power. Here's Randy Weingarten now lying again. Now because they realize they got caught not only spying, but censoring big tech, censoring conservatives, they know they've been caught teaching American kids to be racist against one another by teaching critical race theory. Notice how Weingarten, again, goalposts, moves it. Now they're referring to critical race theory as common history. Check this out.
In high schools, elementary schools, and middle schools, we do not teach CRT. CRT is a theory in law school or in college that analyzes law and says, is there systemic racism that was attached to these laws or the effects of systemic racism? What we teach in high school or elementary school or middle school is we teach history, common history, and want kids to be able to understand it and to analyze history.
Okay, this woman is an unrepentant liar. She is lying to your face. We have seen the lesson plans, folks. We've seen the stuff. We've seen the Kendi texts, the Delgado texts. We know what they want to teach. We saw their $127,000 slush fund to defend critical race theory. She is just lying to you. Common history is not intersectionality, white guilt, white privilege. Those are opinions, and stupid ones at that. That's not a common history. That is a biased, racist opinion where you're trying to judge a class of people, white people, based on superficial characteristics. Is there anything more dangerous than that? Anything? There's a body bags theme to today's show today. No, not like the Karate Kid. When body bag, Johnny. No, I mean it. Like real body bags. When we start teaching people to hate one another based on characteristics that are entirely superficial and out of their control, the body bags pile up. Someone's been warning us about that for a long time. You know Jordan Peterson? Jordan Peterson has been talking a long time about the dangers of collective guilt imposed on people for things they didn't do wrong themselves. He gives an interesting example here of the kulaks who were murdered and killed and tortured because of a similar thing Randy Weingarten wants promoted in schools today. Don't let history get in the way, though, of your tyrannical narrative, you liberal thugs. Listen to this. Check this out.
You know, I think the idea of white privilege is absolutely reprehensible. And it's not because white people aren't privileged. We have all sorts of privileges, and most people have privileges of all sorts, and you should be grateful for your privileges and work to deserve them, I would say. But the idea that you can target an ethnic group with a collective crime, regardless of the specific innocence or guilt of the constituent elements of that group, there is absolutely nothing that's more racist than that. It's absolutely abhorrent. I can't... I mean, if you really want to know more about that sort of thing, you should read about the kulaks in the Soviet Union in the 1920s, Kulaks, because they were farmers who were very productive. They were the most productive element of the agricultural strata in Russia. And they were virtually all killed or raped and robbed by the collectivists who insisted that because they showed signs of wealth, they were criminals and robbers.
You know, I know this is hard for some liberals who believe that their coexist bumper sticker makes them a good person. I know it's hard for them to accept that they are walking down the same path of historical murderers, tyrants, thugs, and totalitarians. I know that's hard for you to take. I know it's hard for you to self-reflect. I understand that. I'm not sympathetic because you did it voluntarily. But I am understanding how that's tough for you to hear right now. That you feel like history began yesterday. That we're all smarter than our ancestors. Everyone was dumb up until you were born. You're the genius. Everyone else is stupid. But history didn't start yesterday. It didn't. U.S. history didn't even start 100 years ago. It started long before that. The global history of civilized man, Homo sapiens sapiens, goes back a very long time. And I just want you to understand that that record is clear and you've been alive for a sliver of it. Everything you're doing now in your sliver throughout this long, prolonged human history, everything you've done has led to death, destruction, torture, imprisonment, human subjugation, everything you've done. Clamoring for speech suppression, the rights of minority political parties to be thrown out the window, collective imposition of guilt. Everything you've done has been associated with murder, death, and destruction. Everything you're doing right now. I know that's uncomfortable for you to hear. And all of your nonsense, oh, you conservatives should be. No, we're on the side of big R, God-given rights for everyone. Minorities, majorities, doesn't matter. You're not. There's a promotion today, though, on a bit of a lighter note. I know we're making a real dent in this critical race theory, which is absolutely bigoted racism coming from Randy Weingarten and others who support this. You're just a bigot. I'm sorry. So there's a big promotion coming in. We'll see you on the screen. Look, Joy Reid. Joy Reid has got a big promotion. Did you give her the gold medal? Oh, no, the silver. Trading it. There she is. Joy Reid in the dopey cable news talking heads Olympic. This is a big moment, folks. She went from, that was her trick. I didn't know what they were going to do. Wait, stand easy. Stand easy. This is Joy. So, folks, we have the dopey cable news talking head Olympics. It has been, Joe, how long has it been? Brian Stelter in the gold, Chuck Todd in the silver, Joy Reid in the bronze. 2-3 years?
Oh, yeah, at least,
so he's like, I'm going to put something together. He's got some evidence here. Here's Joy Reid with the trifecta, the 3 masks on outside training. She's rocking the bronze there, although it looks a little gold to me, but she was training. She's training hard to get into that silver medal position. This is a big, there she is. There she is. Thank you, fellas. I didn't get it. They didn't tell. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. This is amazing. Incredible. Thank you, Joy. Everyone. Joy, the silver medal in the dopey talking head Olympics. It's hard to get that promotion. Chuck Todd had worked really hard for that silver medal. Joy's now in the number 2 spot. Here's Joy. You can always measure the success of freedom and liberty by how much Joy Reid rages against it. We want freedom and liberty for all. We don't want racism taught in our schools. Joy does. Joy realizes racism works for them in the school. So now that we're winning against critical race theory, watch her melt down here with this is hilarious. Check this out, Joy Reid.
We begin the readout tonight with the insidious underbelly of the GQP culture war. Right now, in this summer before the next round of elections, Democrats across the country are preparing to run as they would normally run. But whether they realize it or not, they are running headlong into a cultural wood chipper. Because Republicans aren't running an election. They're waging an all-out war for power that increasingly is based on and steeped in the Trump cult and even white nationalism. And no matter how reckless and dangerous that is, they're doing it, believing it will move white voters.
You get it? You see the Kafka trap again? What's the Kafka trap? The Kafka trap is someone accuses you of something ridiculous. You defending yourself is evidence to them you're guilty because you're defending yourself. If you weren't guilty, you're guilty. Matter of fact, you defending yourself is evidence of more guilt by the degree to which you defend yourself. The Kafka trap. You see what she does there? So if you object to being taught about white privilege and the white oppressor, collective guilt, if you object to that, you're even more of a white supremacist. You see what she tried to do there? Problem is Joy Reid's too stupid to know the difference. That's why she gets promoted to the silver. By the way, Joy, that homophobic blog, Joe, has there been an update? I gave you that assignment. You're clearly getting a little lazy. I don't know what's going on here.
Dude.
I told you to go out as an investigative reporter and get to the bottom of where the FBI was investigating Joy Reid's homophobic blog. You've had no update for me in 3 weeks. Can you please fill us in?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I fell down on that one, Dan.
You fell down on that. You fell down. The truth is, Joe didn't fall down on. There's nothing to fall down on. The story's total BS. But Joe, I'll tell you what. In the interest of giving you some leeway, there's this relationship we have, and I'm going to give you a couple more weeks. We'll give you an action plan and deliverables. You know those like things when you go to like a work thing and you screw something up and they give you like, here's what we're going to do to remedy this. I will let you remedy this. I'm going to give you a couple more weeks to get to the bottom of Joy Reid's homophobic blog post. She says the FBI's investigating that she was hacked. You okay with that? A couple more weeks? You think you can get us an answer by then?
Yeah, thanks for the second chance, Joe. Dude. You bet.
I know he's working hard. He's working hard on this show. We got a lot of products to produce here. What's that? Yeah, Detective Joe on the case. That's right. Joey Bag of Donuts on the case. All right, Joe. Joe's got it. But congratulations, Joy. If you send us an address, we'll get together a silver. I can't guarantee it'll be pure silver. Probably be very little silver, but it'll be the color silver. We'll send it right to you. I'm sure you'd love to have it. All right, move on. You know what? Let me get to my last sponsor. I like that trading. I totally missed the trading thing. That was funny. You guys are pretty good. Let me get to my last sponsor. Then I want to get to the fear, currency of the left. They love fear. Without fear, they don't have anything. Here's Dr. Leanna Wen. I'm going to get to in a minute. I believe she was the former Planned Parenthood head. On CNN again. The Delta variant. You're all going to die. Get away from these people as soon as you can. Please. Please. Folks, it's getting crazy out there. Is this not the perfect time for this read or what? Folks, it's getting crazy. It was almost like it was written into a transcript there. Folks, it's getting crazy out there. More and more of you are choosing to exercise your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. And many of you are getting this. What is it? On the microphone. This is an American-made We the People holster. This is for my Glock 43. It's an actual We the People holster, printed with We the People because I love it. Look at that. You know what's different about that? That's custom molded. You ever see those junky one-size-fits-all in the waistband holsters? You put the firearm in there. It's meant for like every gun. The problem is it's meant for every gun. It's not meant for any gun. Slides around, moves around. It's uncomfortable, can fall out. Not this. You insert the firearm in there, click. Cut for your gun right there. These guys are becoming more than just holsters. They're becoming a destination for patriotic Americans. You all have blown this company up. I believe they're very happy with their relationship with our show because we have a great audience and they love the products. How do you get these products? Go to wethepeopleholsters.com/Dan. Check out their complete line. What do they have? Patriotic shirts. They have a 100% American-made tactical gun belt with their proprietary Talon buckle. They even have their own line of bacon jerky that's been flying off the shelves. You open a bag, it's over. You'll never close it. Why? Because you'll eat the whole thing. More importantly, We the People holsters are custom molded to fit your exact firearm as a quick, smooth draw, and the firearm stays secure. They have thousands of options to choose from. Custom printed holsters too. You'll get one just right for you. Go to wethepeopleholsters.com/Dan right now. Get an additional $10 off with the offer code Dan. Every holster comes with a lifetime guarantee. If it's not a perfect fit, don't worry, send it back for a full refund. How do you get it? wethepeopleholsters.com/Dan. wethepeopleholsters.com/Dan. Go today. Thanks, We the People. They've been with me a long time. Good holsters. Terrific. Do a good job. This chemo port bothers me sometimes, folks. I've had it in for a long time. See that sucker? Still in there. It's like a golf ball in my chest. I'm hoping with this next PET CT scan comes up clean and we can get this thing out. But I got to tell you, for those of you, listen, I'm not a doctor. Get your medical advice from someone else. But God forbid you ever get diagnosed with cancer and have to get one of these put in your chest. I've been pretty active with it. I haven't had any problems at all. I read all these things online like, oh, you got to be careful. I mean, you should always be careful, but I haven't had any issues at all with it. It just get annoying sometimes. Sometimes it gets a little itchy. I don't know what it is. All right, back to the serious content. The fear, the coin of the realm of the left. They need fear. Why? Pop quiz. Why does the left traffic in fear? You're all going to die. The Delta variant, the Lambda variant, the Alpha, the Omega. They'll do it all day. Why? The only way to get you to voluntarily forfeit your civil liberties, I've said it over the course of 2 podcasts and 2 radio shows over the last 2 days, is to scare you into doing it. No one wants to live subjugated. Fear is always preceded the forfeiting of civil liberties or the taking. It's always a fear campaign first. The government always comes in with a message, don't worry, we'll protect you now. Well, you can thank Leanna Wen for stuff like that. Leanna Wen, I believe, is a commentator for CNN now. She's a doctor, my opinion, not a very good one. Here she is yesterday with the Delta variant, and I'll play an old cut of her too before, which is interesting. This is the look at these freedoms, woman. Remember her? Look at these freedoms we could have. Yeah, really? I thought we were a free country. I didn't know they were open for bid. I didn't know that was happening. Joe, it's like an eBay for freedoms. Yeah. Like, bid up your freedoms. Get a vaccine. Get a few points. Stay quarantined. Wear triple mask. I didn't know we were bidding for freedoms. I thought we were a free country. Not according to the left, of course, because they don't believe in any of this stuff, so get away from them. Here's Leanna Wen trying to scare the hell out of people about the Delta variant. Check this out.
Some new fear is it's still 93% effective, the Pfizer vaccine, against severe illness and hospitalization, but they saw a big drop to only 64% efficacy overall. Does that spell potential trouble here in the U.S. where this new Delta variant is gaining a lot of ground?
Well, the top line news is still good because 93% protection against severe disease, against hospitalization and death, that's what we care about the most. But I think this really, the Israeli information really should compel the CDC to issue some kind of statement, because we really need to understand if it's true that the vaccines that we have are only 60-some% effective at protecting against the Delta variant, then that really changes what it is that vaccinated people who live at home with those who are immunocompromised or unvaccinated children, for example, how they should behave. Also, right now, our recommendations say that if you are exposed to COVID-19, that you don't even need to be tested or quarantined if you got vaccinated. But maybe we should be changing our recommendations as Israel has done.
Folks, we cannot get away from these lunatics fast enough. The Delta variant has a case fatality rate of 0.08. The vaccine is 94% effective against serious illness or hospitalization. Do you understand, if you are vaccinated, your chance of dying from this is like 0.0000. And Leanna Wen can't take that because she's a big government totalitarian like all the leftists at CNN, and they need you scared all the time. If you are not vaccinated at all, your chance of dying from the Delta variant, at most, because the case fatality rate is always going to be higher than the incident fatality rate because of unreported incidents. I know math, liberals. I know that's hard. At most is 0.08. Please get away from these lunatics. Here is this crazy person. Remember her months ago trying to bargain our civil liberties away for the vaccine? Remember this? This was a hit she did with Chris Cuomo on CNN. Hey, we shouldn't let these states open up because then we can't bargain civil liberties. We can't bargain with them. We should tell people, look at all these freedoms you have. Look, this is a crazy person. Check this out.
We need to make it clear to them that the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%. And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have. Because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway. And I fear a situation of coming into the fall where we never reach herd immunity. And then we get hit by the next surge of COVID-19 in the fall, something that we could have prevented if we just got people vaccinated now.
Holy Moses, please hide the body bags from this woman. Please. This is a crazy person. Look at all your freedoms. Look at that. She wants like an eBay auction for civil liberties. Apparently is unaware we live in a constitutional republic. Don't let the states open. Then we can't bargain away people's right to assemble and go to church. This is a crazy person. We have to have the CDC put out a statement. About what? A variant with a 0.08 at most fatality rate and a vaccine that's 94% effective? These are crazy people. Get away from them. Of course, Leanna Wen has no idea what she's talking about ever. How this woman got a medical degree makes me really happy that after I took the MCATs, I did not go to medical school. Seriously. JustTheNews.com. Wrong again, leftists. Red state cities far outpace blue state cities in economic recovery from the pandemic. You think it's a coincidence that, as John Solomon indicates here, the top 10 cities for the economic recovery leading the way are all led by Republicans, and the bottom 10, with only one exception, are states led by Democrats? You think that's a mistake? That's just some random aggregation of numbers that just happen to collect here, and it's not a valid or reliable measurement? You think it's just a statistical blip? Keep listening to people like Leanna Wen. Here's another one. This article will be in my newsletter. I encourage you to read it, from Business Insider. Sinead Baker. She wrote a profile on me. It's kind of jaded, but whatever. They always do. They can't stop themselves. Sweden, noted for its lax COVID-19 response, never mandated face masks. Now it's dropping its vague recommendation to wear one at all. There is a screenshot from this piece that is possibly the most, how she wrote this and didn't realize how bad it makes mask mandates look is beyond me. Listen to this. Talking about a researcher. He cited the falling number of new coronavirus cases in Sweden, despite the growth of the highly contagious Delta variant and the fact that many of the most vulnerable people in Sweden have now been vaccinated. So to keep this up, guys, just to be clear, they're trying to write an article, obviously, to pan face masks. I mean, to promote face masks and to destroy people who are against face masks. But she cites in the beginning this research showing how coronavirus cases in Sweden, despite no mask mandate, are falling. Here's the second part of that. Other countries are taking a different approach. The UK, which has a higher proportion of its population vaccinated than Sweden, has seen cases surge with the Delta variant. In response, it's delayed reopenings and said mask wearing should continue even as restrictions ease further. Folks, are you reading what I'm reading? Sweden, no mask mandate ever, is dropping even the recommendation of a mandate, has a lower number of cases than the UK, and they're trying to prove what? Mask mandates work? With all of the mask mandates they have in place. Get away from these people as soon as you can. All right, last video we're going to run. I won't be able to get to my I got a Wall Street Journal story. I'll cover it tomorrow. Maybe on the radio show today later. Just showing you again how the left doesn't care about civil liberties at all now. The FBI is just seizing stuff now. Oh, you proved to us you didn't get that illegally. That's not how it works, folks. It's not how it works. Here's Bidenomics 101. Biden has a brilliant idea to lower gas prices. Check this out.
If we end tax breaks for fossil fuels and make polluters pay to clean up the messes they've made, that would raise $90 billion. I'm not asking them to do anything that is unfair. Just not going to subsidize them anymore. They're doing well, thank you.
Yeah, that'll work. That's a great idea. Gas prices are too high, so let's raise taxes on the petroleum and energy companies. That's brilliant. Good job. Bidenomics 101. This guy's a genius. Where'd we find this guy? What did you, Reverend Kane, Poltergeist 2. Where'd we find this guy? Is your mommy home? What a weirdo. Yeah, that'll work just great. Let's increase the expenses of the gas companies, hoping that they then lower gas prices. That makes a whole bunch of sense. I'm sure in Biden's world that does. 40%, you said, since January, gas prices? Yeah, there you go. Let's raise costs on the energy producers more. That'll definitely take care of that problem. He probably believes that. That's how dumb this guy is. All right, folks, a little hostile today. Blood pressure went up about 30 points, but I'm just, I don't take the violations of civil liberties lightly, and I've been fighting this fight a long time. As audience archivist Judy was nice enough to send to me, I have been running against the Patriot Act and civil liberties violations by Republicans and Democrats for a long time. I'm not going to be talked down to by anyone here. This case would matter to me if it was Tucker Carlson or Brian Stelter. To the left, as long as it's their political opponents, they don't give a damn about principles. Don't miss my show this weekend, again on Fox. Got some great guests. Don't miss that Mickey Ward Day. It's going to be cool, too. And I'm going to try something different in a monologue this week. Still looking for your feedback. We've been doing the show about 5 weeks, trying to try some new things, some stuff that works on cable, some other stuff. And then congratulations again to Joy Reid for her medal. It's really great. Nice performance. Get us to that address. We'll get you that silver medal over. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you later.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show.